Chisa, give us a sense of what's your understanding, your takeaway from the president's visit to the United States.
Well, I think that the first thing to say is that there's a wonderful development because he has a president, his cabinet is not in place, and Americans are the West prepared to embrace him. Essentially, what that shows that the West they felt the fact that the man had the relationship with the immediate past administration wasn't very good, and of course they could see that the Chinese are beginning to make inroads and so on and so forth, and they were beginning to feel that they were losing out, and now the president comes and he comes with a reputation that to correct some of the things that the West is against. And so this somebody is coming and you feel that it has some integrity, it has some values that you want to encourage, and so that's what you're saying. So he went to Britain, talked to Cameron. Cameron immediately invited him to a G7 meeting and said, "Come with a shopping list." So he's attended that one, and now Barack Obama has invited him, and then he's gone to US, and then he's come back with some goodies. One of them is, of course, the 2.1 billion loan from the World Bank, and then I said to myself, when I heard that, I said, by Jove, this money is like almost a grant.
No. It's a loan, it has a moratorium, with a 10-year moratorium, and we're paying over a 30-year period or so.
Well, okay, but I just said to myself, then it says there'll be no interest payment on the first 10 years. So yes. Moratorium will mean that you don't pay anything. That would have been wonderful. You don't pay anything for the first 10 years. Maybe, you read these things in the paper, you don't know what.
No, whether we're paying interest or not on this World Bank magnanimity to rebuild the Northeast, because the government is short of cash as we speak, and we can't allow that part of the country to remain the way they are, where we're tackling Boko Haram on one hand. We need to start rebuilding. Businesses are suffering, lives are being lost, people are getting paranoid about what will happen to their lives on a daily basis. Children are out of schools. We have good roads over there. You need water, you need sanitation, you need to provide this thing. So my key question is, as soon as this money gets into our coffers, what do you think, what part of this basket of problems do you think President Buhari should start to implement in rebuilding the Northeast? Well,
I think that the first thing to make sure we put in context is that the president has said that there's going to be a team from the World Bank that will visit, and then there's going to be a team that's going to be constituted by the federal government to begin to look into areas where this money will go into. The president himself, did make a statement, as all of us would expect, that it's going to be spent in rebuilding infrastructure, like you just alluded to, and it's also be spent in trying to resettle. We have about 1 million people who have been displaced because of this insurrection. So these are challenges. But the thing is that we need to, for us to do this, we need to quickly win the peace. We need to make sure that we have peace. If you don't have peace, you look at what is happening. So you appoint Alex Bada, they go and attack his house. So the people they are within. So there are people that live within us. They appoint the new Berthe, appoint him. They went to his place, they killed 2 people, and many people are injured. And so it's an inspiration that we need to do more of intelligence gathering. Gather intelligence to look. These people are getting funding. Where is this funding coming from?
Now, your angle, sorry to cut in there, is that this reconstruction and rebuilding process can't really take place in the midst of these almost daily massacre, killing and maiming and destruction of property or by the Boko Haram.
Yes, what I'm saying is that I have my doubts. I don't think it's going to be effective, because if you're going to spend money and you're spending it and people are not going to feel free to go back to the place, and so I would expect that what had just happened is a wonderful opportunity for us to rebuild the Northeast. So I saw the cheaper schools and so on and so forth. So the school has been destroyed. So there's every cloud has a silver lining. So this has happened. So it's an opportunity. You go there, put modern school. And so you build modern structures and so on and so on. But for you to do that, now you won't build it for ghosts to go and utilize. So you are going to build it for those people who live there, to go back. And so if the environment is not conducive and people are not going to feel safe to go back, then you are going to be building and you're wasting your time. So we are winning. I think that what's happening now, maybe we are beginning to see the tail end, but if you are killing people at the rate at which people are being killed, then we need to do something clear about that. That's my take. My take is that we need to make sure that we get this completely under control. The insurrection, the suicide bombings and killings, and so get completely under control before people will have confidence, to begin to
so the
go back.
Military operations, part of it, should move quickly so that we can follow up with reconstruction.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, because you can't have reconstruction. You put it there and they go and destroy it. And you put it there for people, and the people are not, they don't feel confident, they don't feel safe enough
to come out, to put their children in wards in schools, or go to hospitals, or go shopping, or doing things like that.
But then I accept the fact that it's not something you just keep on and say, okay, we'll wait until we finish this and so on. But I think that we have to do this, and then be mindful of the fact that until we achieve some security in the area, we'll not be able to do anything. But spending the money is going to be spent. The thing is to make sure that it's spent properly.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the North within the few time left. The president talked about job creation, getting more foreign investment in, making the environment more competitive doing business in Nigeria. He talks about accountability, rule of law, integrity of contracts, and prudence. I put together, this is just about doing business in Nigeria, front and simple.
Yeah, well, I think that the president, the things that have been itemized there, yes, those are very important, sanctional contracts and so. But you find that really those who come to do business with you, they have more intelligence than most of us have. Those who are really keen, and also, so what reality? The reality on ground. It's so you can make promises, you can tell them what is going to be, but they're much more concerned about what is. And so if I'm going to bring my money to invest, so I'm saying to myself, okay, maybe I'm calling a guy who's already invested in this country. How are you having challenges with getting your money out, remitting your profits and so on and so forth, getting things and so on?
Okay, we've got about 3 minutes left on the program, and we're going to wrap up the program on something very important that the president talked about while he was still in the U.S. He talked about the need to get back to our values. He's talked about our moral architecture. And he says you can't really do much unless we go back to our war against indiscipline. And I says we should rework our moral architecture, quote and unquote. Talk about that. Let's wrap up on that.
Well, I think that we have a good chance, to rework this, because you need leadership. Leadership is very important, and I think we have the right sort of leader now. Somebody who has come with is known integrity, is known for being clean, and so you have that in place. And once you have that in place, then you are almost halfway there. It happened during when the president was here. When he came the last time with Idabo.
I was whether the war against the discipline is back.
Well, yes, to some extent, but in a different form. This time with some discipline.
Under the rule of law.
Under the rule of law. So I think that's the thing. The other one was like diktat, so you just. But now
he is appealing that we should get our moral architecture back in place.
Yes, we have to. Because if you don't do that, like I said before, if you say corruption, it's either will kill corruption or corruption will kill Nigeria. So that's the president's favorite saying. So I think that with respect that with what's happening now, with respect that we'll begin to reclaim. It wasn't like this before. It wasn't like this before. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now you're giving us an idea of where we're headed.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time.
Thanks
for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
With us a good 1 hour here, being part of the program. Boniface Chizea, who's an economist and who are guesting on the program. We appreciate his time being here. And we appreciate your time being with us here on the program this Thursday, the 23rd of July. The most important story today, of course you know that, is the beginning of the 2-day monetary policy interest rate setting meeting of the central bank. The decisions will be out about 2:30 Nigerian time tomorrow, Friday, the 24th. We'll be back in the morning. We'll track that for you. Have a great day.